The impact of coronavirus has not only shattered economies across the world, but it has also changed the lives of many South Africans, specifically as far as money has been concerned. We asked a debt management expert for some insight.
Even going into the lockdown situation, the economy was not in the best of shapes in South Africa. And what you've seen since then over the last several months is essentially a lot of people have had to be off work, either partially or fully, and some of them haven't been able to get back to work. They're uncertain whether they're going to have a salary or a job to go back to. Many people around you, around us, are taking pay cuts, significant pay cuts. And I think all of us know pretty much lots of people who are in that boat. I think, already a grim picture became much more grim. I think on top of that, the cost of borrowing for the country has gone up significantly since we have been downgraded multiple times over the last few months. And I think what's happened is almost like a trifecta in a way. So economy was bad going into it. Then we had the lockdown and impact, which still lingers and will continue to linger for a while. It's difficult to improve a situation if you don't know where you stand. So you always need to kind of calibrate yourself in a way.
But what are the first few steps that you can take in taking charge of your finances?
It's very important to actually get rid of your short-term debt. So any credit cards, clothing accounts, personal loans, all of those, they come with high interest. And what people do is they pay their minimum amount monthly, which basically all you're doing is paying interest. So if you must pay a little bit more extra, because then you're actually paying into the capital debt. So what you want to do is just try and squash those as quick as possible. Yeah, so then it's all goal-based, depending on what you want to do. So it's good to have an emergency fund. So once you've squashed your short-term debts, then you want to have a savings pocket so that you've got immediate money. So in case of emergencies, it's also very important is to keep a budget.
What's up? My name is Christopher Jafta and you are watching Joburg Today. Boom.
With South Africa's unemployment rate standing at a shocking 30.1%, subsequently leaving over 7 million people scrambling for that piece of the economy. After speaking to financial experts, we thought it necessary to take to the streets and find out from people whether or not they had debt and exactly how they were managing it.
Oh yes, I do have debts, but I'm managing them. I'm able to manage them, though they're big, but also the balancing with the income also. So my debts, I manage them with the income.
I have some debt, yes, but I got retrenched by the work, so I don't know how I'm going to pay it now. I mean, I made a loan and they said, if insurance, when you make a loan at the bank, then they say if you the insurance, now the insurance for a loan, it fell away. So now I'm stuck with like about 5,000-6,000 rand of debt.
No, I don't have any debt because I'm not working. But for now, because of this pandemic, I'm trying to balance as the father is working, but we are trying by all means to survive. It is very difficult on my side. As an asthmatic person, I can't find job easily. So I've decided to just not to look for a job anymore.
I'm a pensioner, so I get money to pay.
I've got zero debt and zero money.
Okay, not at all at the moment. Thing is, I still stay with my parents. They've actually been helping me out with that a lot as well. So any debt that I did have prior to the lockdown, they helped me manage it all as well. So I was just fortunate enough for that.
Interestingly enough, debt busters say not all debt is necessarily bad.
It's bad when it becomes a burden for you, that you're unable to cope with the burden of debt. So I think we ought to understand, especially for the younger generation, what is a reasonable amount of debt that will help you get a leg up and establish yourself. And like we said, if you are using that to buy a property or a house for yourself or a flat or something like that, if you're using it to get access to a car because you need it to be able to generate income, if you're going to use it to basically further your own education, to go get a tertiary degree, that's also, I think, often overlooked.
Hey, this is Taz, and you are watching Joburg Today.